My first insight into the awareness to change came in 1989 for me. I had no concept of what I was doing or how I was affecting myself really in life and other people. I had no fear of consequences for my behaviours or anything as far as what I was doing. I was so self-centered, and I still am to a certain extent. Um, but I don't think that's a bad thing to be somewhat self-centered. It can be confused with a form of arrogance also. And the challenge with overcoming and knowing that you have done well in your life, you can't help uh, not have that distinction within your soul because of where you've come from. It's very normal to know that your application has had results. Um, and that's a great thing. One of the great things about acquiring success and creating a good life is that you start to understand exactly what um, you are. You find it. You find what works for you. Now, does that work for everyone? And should we scream in the hall of bloody the Vatican that there's another way out here, guys. There's another way to do things. There's more ways that can be discovered if you want to have a look within yourself and take an accountability for yourself, responsibility. Well, there's a fine line, but there's one thing from a wisdom perspective um, and an awareness perspective and an enlightenment perspective that if you aren't aware of being judgmental and if you're not unaware of your own possible arrogance and self-centeredness, then yeah, you're going to have an impact, and it mightn't be in the most productive way, because when you're aware of not what you do, um, you can hopefully start seeing new ways to be more fulfilled. And don't let anybody tell you that winners aren't grinners because they are. And like it or lump it, we live in a very competitive environment. Well, you got one of the regulators called the Australian Competition and Consumer Commission. Why is competition in there? Because they completely they understand that it's all about competition, and it's a game. It's a game. to be and compete with your thoughts and your ideas and your drives and your desires in the marketplace. You've got a lot of competitors out there that want exactly what you want. So you got to be a player, and it's okay to be a player. It certainly is good to be a player. It's good to compete. And the only ones will tell you that it's not the ones that aren't confident in competing. Um, but you can still have the drives and the motivations to compete in the marketplace and to be aware of yourself and still be aware that you're humble and you're down to earth and you're aware of your own arrogance and your self-centeredness, and you can be grounded and still be a player. You don't have to be compared to others in not a nice light if you're aware of what you're doing. But if you're okay with, with where you're at and you're happy with that, then like congratulations, that's good too. Everything is good. There's um, there's really no bad. You think it's bad, but bad times and good times, both descriptions they pass. They come around again. You have good times and you have some challenging times and struggling times, and but yeah, they always definitely come around again. But I've said in the past that we're making decisions even we're not acknowledging them. So we can decide to make change if we want to make change. We can decide to become honest without being critical and hurtful towards other people. We can decide to be nice instead of an arsehole. We can choose a nice reaction to situations where a lot of nice things aren't being said. We can choose another path in spite of what others say or what opinions they have. You too have yours, and that does not get moved according to who you are around. You are solid all the way through. You're consistent. People can trust that. And it's okay to look at something and not have a clue where you're going, or not have a clue how you're going to deal with this, or get through this, or manage this, or overcome this. It's okay if you have hope to change it. It's a tragedy in one's life where there's no hope to change a situation. That's a tragedy. But every bad situation lies a silver lining in it. You mightn't think so at the time. There was a guy I've recently watched on YouTube. He was there's been a couple to my to my information that I've received, but this guy was one out of the box. He decided to commit suicide, and he decided to jump off um, the Golden Gate Bridge in San Francisco, and he jumped over. And he said, he was screaming out for somebody to stop and have a talk to him, but that didn't happen. And after about 2 minutes, he took the jump. And as he was falling, he says he thought he was about halfway through the fall. He had an epiphany that he had done the wrong thing. Fuck me dead, bit late. Jesus, poor bastard. So he keeps dropping. And he hits the water and he survives. Not many people survive it. And after he recovered and he was being interviewed, and he said in that interview, if only I'd made another decision, because something hit me while I was falling, that I'd done the wrong thing. Now, what is that? What is that when we want to give up? What is that when we're trying to kill ourselves and something comes to us? Well, not everybody, but it's valid. Something come to him. Why was it the wrong thing that he did that? Killing yourself, is that the wrong thing? Well, go and talk to somebody who is in a lot of pain, and that might look pretty attractive. But it's the pain that you've got to deal with. And soon as you go outside of the pain, you're powerless. You're hopeless, because it's other people's the reason why, and it's this situation, and it's this situation, and it's this situation, and it's this situation. Stick with you. Stick with you. Stick with you. If you can stick with yourself, which you can, you're fooled to think you can't. So have a good day, and just always remember, life's good. And if it's not good, I hope you find what you need to make it better. Have a good day.